so-called endangerment finding that underpins the government's ability.
Okay, here's a little demo to show how the Soccer Parent Advisor works. So we're going to take an actual question that I got from our Facebook group and our parents, and the question goes, my son is U11, has been playing since he was 2, been playing for a rec team and always a standout player. People kept telling us he needed to switch to travel. So we figured to try it out. Wintertime, tried out on an off-season chance with coach telling us to show up to a practice, and was picked up by a big travel team in our area. It's considered academy. He was offered an elite position after tryouts for the following season coming up. We are frustrated with the way he has been playing, though, now in games. We have been thinking he's having a hard time with the transition, but we think it's the coach and the league is just behind in what our son's knowledge and skills are. Do we stick it out and see how this offer plays out for next season? Change leagues? Go back to rec? He just is confused on the field. His skills are lacking now. So as you can see, this is a problem that can sometimes happen when your kid switches teams. So let's see what the Soccer Parent Advisor has to say. Okay, here we go. First, take a breath. What you're describing is very common when a strong rec player jumps into a higher level environment at U11. This doesn't automatically mean the coach is wrong, the league is behind, your son is regressing, or that you made a mistake. Let's unpack this calmly and strategically. What's actually happening, most likely, at U11, the jump from rec to academy travel can feel dramatic. In rec, your son was dominant. He had time and space. Teammates likely deferred to him. He could solve everything individually. In travel, speed of play is faster. Decision windows shrink. Teammates are more skilled. Coaches demand positional discipline. He no longer controls the whole game. What looks like losing skills is often cognitive overload, hesitation, overthinking, or trying to figure out new spacing and expectations. That confusion you're seeing, it's usually growth in progress. Before you change anything, ask yourself this. Is he, 1, still loving practice, 2, competing hard, 3, mentally engaged, 4, just inconsistent in games, or is he anxious, afraid to make mistakes, being yelled at, sitting excessively, losing confidence rapidly? Those are 2 very different situations. Let's talk about the coach concern. When parents say it's the coach, it's usually one of 3 things. 1, there's a communication mismatch. The coach gives minimal explanation. 2, system mismatch. Coaches prioritize structure over creativity. 3, development philosophy mismatch. Coach cares about winning more than teaching. At U11, the right coach does these things. Teaches decision making, encourages risk, corrects calmly, doesn't panic about mistakes. If your son looks confused, I'd ask, has the coach clearly explained roles, or is he just correcting after mistakes? That's worth observing for a few weeks before deciding. Is the league behind? This part is important. At U11, leagues are not really the determining factor in development. The training environment and coach matter far more than the badge. Even if the league isn't the highest level, if practices are structured, players are pushed technically, there's competition internally, he can grow just fine. Should you go back to rec? Almost never. Once a kid has tasted higher speed and pressure, going back to rec usually slows growth, recreates bad habits, doesn't challenge them. The only reason to go back would be burnout, emotional distress, or a toxic environment. Otherwise, stepping down is rarely the developmental answer. Should you change clubs already? It's too early unless there are red flags. U11 transitions often take 4 to 6 months. He is rewiring his speed of play, spatial awareness, trust in teammates, and tactical understanding. That process looks messy before it looks smooth. What I'd recommend is give it through mid-season next year. Watch more training than games. See if confusion decreases over time. Have one calm, non-accusatory conversation with the coach. Something like, "We've noticed he seems a little unsure in games at times. Is there something specific we should reinforce at home to help him understand his role better?" This does 3 things. It shows you're supportive. It gives the coach a chance to clarify expectations, and it signals you're paying attention without attacking. The emotional layer for you. You've watched your son dominate for years. Now he looks average or unsure. That's uncomfortable, but this is usually the first time a talented player isn't the best, has to think, has to adapt, has to earn it. That's where real players are built. Now I need one key piece of info. Is he playing less than 50% of the minutes? Or is he playing regularly but just not shining? That changes my advice significantly. Tell me that and I'll help you decide whether this is A, a normal growth dip, or B, a placement coach issue that needs action. So at this point, you can continue the conversation. You can say, he's playing regularly, but just not shining. So, because I type like an old man, I'm just going to copy and paste this answer here. And there it goes, it explains what you're watching right now, why this happens to good players. So the point is, with the Soccer Parent Advisor, you get an individual answer in the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to go to a Facebook forum or a soccer forum and be judged. You don't have to scroll through 50 different comments, 50 different opinions, but you get just good, solid advice without telling you exactly what to do. It gives you options. It educates you and lets you know what you're looking for. In other words, it's a sideline mentor that you can use in private that's built specifically for soccer parents, and it's catered to your individual situation.